What's up, Singapore? This is Singapore, Sex, Hands, and Toys. And with you is Rachel.
Hi!
And Hunk Hands. And today we are talking about the mysterious, barely glimpsed in the woods squirting, female ejaculation. What is it? What's it all about? How can you do it? If you're a girl, how do you get there? If you're a guy, how do you help your girl get there?
Very exciting topic. I did a lot of research on it today, actually, and there's a lot of mixed feelings and emotions and thoughts.
We were going back and forth while we were preparing. We were
exactly. We made jokes all about the squirting today and maybe in the hashtag not pee.
Yeah.
So.
Hashtag is it?
And I'm like, hashtag
maybe
not
it is.
pee.
Hashtag who knows?
I guess it's up for debate.
Hashtag science, hashtag next topic, which is, what is squirting? Is it pee?
Well, you are the expert of squirting.
All right, so
I think you should explain to everyone first, and then we can go into Rachel's small opinion knowledge.
So squirting, we're talking about girls, right? We're talking about, you've probably seen in porn, or you haven't, where basically it's like there's a lot of liquid that's shot out of a girl when she's coming really strongly from a certain type of penetration. It's usually like a certain type of G-spot penetration, right? It's usually not just clit. It can be, but usually, yeah, it can be. Yeah.
Okay.
But not always. So like, what is this liquid? Which hole is it coming from? Because girls have a few.
More than two.
More than two. So which hole is it coming from, and what is this stuff, right? So first of all, what hole, right? Do you know?
I did read today that it was a totally different gland that is around your urethra area, but it was like two holes. But they're really, really, really small, and they're not but yeah, it was like two different holes that you could come from.
What? Really?
That's what I was reading.
Okay. So the two holes we're talking about are your urethra and your vagina, right?
But yeah, okay, they're your normal ones, but there's another two in there that are really small.
Within the urethra?
Yes,
okay.
Up there around your urethra, around your clitoris.
Okay.
And they're the ones that will expel this liquid, which isn't pee. Hashtag not pee.
Hashtag.
But I have read this on perhaps a little bit of pee. Do you really think it's pee? Oh, it's so tough because there were so many things I read about it today, and I just want to blurt them all out. But this is your thing,
so like I actually help girls squirt, and I help guys figure out how to help their girls squirt. So I have a lot of firsthand knowledge, but like, you know, firsthand knowledge doesn't actually like illuminate a lot of these topics. So I think the best study that was done I think 2015, and it was using ultrasounds. So they had women come into a laboratory who were kind of like confirmed squirters, you know. So like they self-reported that they could squirt.
Great job. Should be our next job.
So they're like, I can squirt. I'm going to sign up for this study where I'm going to get paid by some scientists to squirt in a laboratory, like with fluorescent lights on and stuff. So they did this. What happened was they had 7 women come into the laboratory, right? And these are all squirters. They had them like get stimulated. Some of them were stimulated by themselves, and some of them were stimulated by their partners. I'm not sure if they were using toys or not, but basically they got to the point where they were about to, or actually, sorry, I'm gonna take one step back.
Okay.
So before they did that, they peed, right? So they peed.
I think I read this study today.
Okay.
Keep going, I love it.
So they peed, and then they had guys come out and ultrasound their bladders, and their bladders were empty, okay? Then they had the stimulation. They brought on the stimulation, either their partners or themselves. And before they felt like they were about to squirt, they stopped. And they had the guy in the lab coat come out again with the ultrasound machine. And he ultrasounds their bladder, and it was full. Right? Which is surprising, because if you had thought that it's not pee, it's just coming from like the Skene's gland, right? Then you would not assume that your bladder would fill up. But it was full. And then they had them continue until they actually squirted, right?
Yep.
Continue until they squirted, and the guy in the lab coat came out again, ultrasounded, and their bladder was empty. So,
hang on, so you're saying the second time around, their bladder was empty?
After they squirted, their bladder was empty.
Oh, sorry, yes. So I was like, what? Second? Okay, yep, continue.
So the liquid that came out of them through their urethra did come from their bladder. But, so the story gets a little more interesting, right? So basically, it was mostly pee. But when they took a look at the liquid itself and they did like a chemical analysis, this is getting really geeky, guys. Sorry, but
we want to know.
So the main constituent of all of this liquid in all 7 women was urine, right? So that was the main thing. But they found in 5 of the women that there was this other liquid which came from the Skene's gland, and that's the PSA liquid, and that's sort of like this milky, whitish kind of fluid, and that was only in 5 of the 7. So that was there. So in those 5 of the 7, you had urine, and you had this PSA fluid, right? So is squirting urine? Yes, it is actually.
Hashtag not pee.
Hashtag it looks like it's pee. I mean, you know, like maybe there will be a better study that comes out that, like, you know.
Well, I think I read a study very,
Sure.
very similar to yours today, but their whole thing was it doesn't smell like pee.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, they even had tasting.
Right.
Did you read about the tasting?
No, I didn't. No.
There was taste.
That's interesting.
I guess you have to.
I have
taste
tasted.
pee.
I have tasted somewhere. I've smelled it. You know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So there was the story about a mother who had 2 children.
Okay.
And she was a squirter.
Okay.
And her 2 children were boys, and she squirted regularly, and she was like, "It can't be pee because I know pee.
Okay.
I have 2 small children and a husband who
Right.
don't have great aim.
Okay.
So this isn't pee. It's not." She goes, "Without tasting, it's not." So from this, because there's such shame from squirting, which I'm sure we'll get into in a moment, the whole thing with the hashtag is hashtag not pee, so women don't feel like they're urinating.
Okay.
So you're saying it is pee, but it isn't pee.
It's P
It's a
plus.
mixture.
It like if your Skene's gland is stimulated in the right way and you have that type of orgasm, like extra special orgasm, then it could be
Then
P
not everyone
plus,
can get-
or it
Ooh.
could just be P.
Oh, there was the whole thing. It's a female prostate gland. Is that correct?
Right.
And not every female has it.
I haven't heard that.
That's what I was reading today as well. So not every female has it. So don't be upset if you can't squirt. It's not for everyone.
Huh. Is it just
Yeah.
small or it's
It's just different. I
interesting?
guess it's kind of like all orgasms.
Mhm.
Not everyone has an
Usually-
easy time controlling
Usually,
orgasm.
like
and-
everybody has all the same organs though on your body. It's like everybody has skin.
I know, but not everyone
Everybody
has a
has a
prostate
nose.
gland. I did read
Huh.
this today.
Huh.
I did read
Interesting.
this. I
Very
did read it. So that was my huge thing about that. A similar study to yours, probably same but different. But
Mhm.
it was all about women not having prostate glands in the study, and
Mhm.
that's how they found that some people squirt, some people can't, and then like the consistency of the squirting fluid.
Yeah, my take on the smell is that like when those women in the study were being stimulated and their bladder filled up with fluid, that was really fast. So
Yeah.
my thinking is when you're stimulated in the right way, your body pumps a lot of fluid into your bladder for whatever reason. I can't think of
Yeah.
a reason. And it's probably much less dilute. It probably has much less urea in it. It probably has a lot more water in it. And that's why a lot of women report being very like thirsty after they squirt. It's probably because for some reason your body has some mechanism that when you're stimulated in that way, it just pumps all this water from your blood into your bladder. That could be why the PSA like taste sort of overpowers the other urine smell, because there's not much urea in.
True. But as a female, after
Yeah.
I have sex, I need to pee.
Okay. Yeah.
So maybe this is a huge thing to it.
Yeah.
I will pee. I mean, you know, they say always pee after sex because of UTIs, but I do have to pee, and I
Right.
will sometimes sit on the toilet and kind of play with my clitoris and all that area because I need to pee. But my vagina knows it just peed before I had sex because I just peed.
Mhm.
And I've got to pee again, and I'll have to kind of stimulate down there to get the urine out.
Right. Okay.
So
Interesting.
yeah, I really have to pee after sex. Like it's a huge thing for me. Like I feel like I have to, and so maybe with what you're saying
Mhm.
is that, you know, I'm getting sexually aroused, and that's where I'm storing it all.
Mhm.
Maybe I need to squirt it all out.
Got to squirt it out.
Got to squirt it out,
So-
girls. So
I was with a girl this afternoon, and
no,
yeah, so she
Oh.
didn't squirt because she just wasn't ready
is
for
this
it.
personal or work?
This is work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this was a session with a woman.
Ah, okay.
So she didn't squirt, which, you know, I probably, if I was advertising like myself, I would probably say everybody can squirt. Not everybody can squirt. Like you're not ready. It's a lot of it is you know, being mentally ready for it. So she tried, and at the end of the session, she really had to pee, just like really, you know, because she felt like she was saying, I feel like I need to pee. I feel like I need to pee.
Yeah.
And we were talking about and communicating about how you know, it's okay, just let go, and she couldn't do it. She just couldn't mentally let go.
Yeah, it is a huge relaxation thing. You can't do it unless you know you don't know you can do it until you're so totally comfortable. And
Yeah.
perhaps for her,
That's the thing.
that just wasn't the setting.
Definitely.
Whereas if she was someone that she knew very, very well, maybe she could let it go.
It was our first session. I think that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, next time, update us on customer XY and let us know if she can, because I'm rooting for you. It would be great if you could.
All right, so another part of squirting, so we kind of talk about like what it is. How does it feel like? Because a lot of women haven't squirted and they're curious. Like now, hopefully you understand what it is, where it comes from. But what does it feel like? So I haven't squirted because I can't.
You're a guy.
I feel so left out. But what does it feel like? So have you squirted or?
So I haven't done the squirt porn style.
Okay.
To be fair, that
Where
actually
it's like
scares
shooting across the room.
No, I haven't. I'm definitely partial to a wet sport. That's for sure. I will finish a good play session, especially if I'm below. Actually, even if I'm on top, it will be kind of saturated in wetness. And I do get the comment from W, oh, you're so wet. But, you know, that's probably just part of dirty talk. So probably the closest I've come to like squirting, albeit not across the other side of the room. If you'd seen my hand gestures, then you would understand. I've kind of had a lot of, probably from finger play. It wasn't actually from a penis. And I've kind of had a waterfall from my vagina.
Okay.
Not streaming, but...
From your urethra?
Yeah, from my urethra. Yes, sorry, I should know better.
We're in geek mode here.
Proper words, Rachel. Yeah,
say
so...
pussy, it's okay, because that's the entire
I don't
thing.
like that word.
You don't like that word?
No.
Okay. We'll skip it.
Yes, so
Waterfall.
from that area, waterfall was happening from the clitoral region, urethra area, and it was just quite a big rush. And I knew what I was looking for. I was looking for I've got to pee, let it go.
Right.
So I knew what I was getting there, but I couldn't, I feel like I squirted, but I didn't squirt. I feel like I just
held back a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely I held back a little bit, but I knew I really, really wanted to.
Yeah.
So I would call it more like a lot of extra fluid definitely came out, kind of like, but it definitely wasn't the squirt that I've seen. So in my mind, I guess I would call that a semi-squirt, but it's not really a squirt. It was just it was a waterfall.
Yeah.
That was a lot more than normal, but we were aiming for that. That was the plan.
Cool. So you got what you were looking for.
Yeah, it was really good, but it wasn't that I really thought was going to happen, and maybe I should work on that. Actually, probably give some tips. Give W some tips so we can like work on the squat.
Right. So one thing I've heard, just to like set your expectations, is people like porn stars. A lot of the porn that's about squirting is actually just the girl peeing. So they're porn stars, they're acting. They're probably not that turned on where it's actually difficult to pee, because like when you get turned on, it's difficult to pee unless you're pushed over that edge and then you squirt. But if you're just not turned on and you're like, I'm acting, then you can just pee, right? So a lot of these actresses that are doing squirting, they're just like, chilled out, relaxed, and then they just pee. So there's no stimulation pushing them over the edge.
But
so,
those ones, there's some, and they squirt far.
Yeah.
Are they just urinating really far?
Some are just urinating, and some could be like squirting really far.
I think I have read that once you squirt and you squirt again and you know how to squirt, you're a squirter. Like you can squirt. So maybe some of those porn stars, they just know how to squirt.
Definitely. I think porn is actually getting more real in some cases, where like the actors actually enjoy it, and I think there's competition from the amateur stuff. So probably like porn actors who can actually squirt and actually enjoy it are sort of starting to film stuff more. But just be aware and like set your expectations. If you watch somebody squirting on the internet, it might not be real, especially if they're an actress, right? If they're getting paid for it, it might not be real. And
one day you might have someone lucky enough to let you film them, and you can show what a real squirt is.
Right. I mean, so
day.
Like, not to plug myself, but like if you go to my website, hunkhands.com, there's a video that I did with a girl who's local here in Singapore, and I make her squirt 4 times, and you can actually...
Oh my God, I haven't seen this.
All right, so why have you not seen this?
Oh my God, I'm an awful friend.
So I make her squirt 4 times, and it was the second time that she had squirted in her entire life. But you can actually see the fluid is like the milky kind of PSA kind of stuff. It's not like pee. It's milky. So yeah. What are we looking? So I think we're going to be attacked by...
There's a rat, and I don't like it.
Oh, there's a rat. Okay.
Sorry.
There's a rat around here.
Anyway, it's gone now.
If you hear squealing and teeth...
If I'm gone...
Flesh...
If I'm gone, it's because the rat came a little bit too close.
So what were we talking about? Squirting?
Squirting, and your girl who can squirt 4 times on film.
Right. So if you do want to like know what's real, what's not real, like if you trust me at least, go to my website. There's a video you can see. Like,
I'm watching it
like,
tonight.
Verified real thing.
The moment I get home, I'm watching it. I want to squirt like a porn star. I do. I just, yeah. Mental blockages, huge thing.
It's a bit of like a double-edged sword because some girls squirt a lot and some girls don't squirt a lot. And if you squirt a lot, it's actually kind of a pain in the ass. Because like you're wetting.
Oh, the mess.
I mean, like say you're having a one-night stand, and like the only way that you can really, really let go and like really have a great orgasm is a squirt, and you're gonna like wet the guy's entire bed, and you don't know if he understands what squirting is. He might think that you're peeing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can really like get you in your head.
Ooh, email us if you've ever had that problem, because I would love to hear about that.
Yeah, if you're a squirter and you don't know how to like communicate with guys properly, tell us what has worked for you.
Yeah, please, I would love to hear about female squirters and the ease. And actually I met a lovely girl on Sunday at one of my parties, and she was telling me about the first time she squirted, and she really freaked out.
Yeah.
And it was with her boyfriend, and they'd been together like 6 months, and she squirted, and she said it just felt really good, and she'd heard that you got to pee, and they keep pushing on it, you just got to relax and let it go. And she did, and she squirted, and it was really exciting. And then they tried again for the next month, and then it just became mature, and they actually broke up kind of over her squirting experience.
So after that she couldn't squirt?
Yeah, she couldn't.
Because she
knew she could. Yeah, exactly. And she said it was a mental block, and actually it caused a huge hole in there. Like, she goes, it was a 6 month relationship, but yeah, they actually broke up over it because it became so frustrating and it caused an argument. So yeah. Yeah,
this is a bit of a pro tip for the guys, but there's 2 ways to make a girl squirt in general, right? I mean, like once you have the right motions down, mentally and like strategically, there's 2 ways to do it. One is to sort of sneak up on her and do the right thing vigorously so that she squirts before she knows what's happening, right? She doesn't have time for her mind to get involved and fuck up the process, right? The other way is to slowly, work up to it, to talk about it, to make her comfortable and stuff like that. So I think the first time that your friend squirted, it was the first situation where it just popped up on them. And then when you're trying to recreate it, you have to go through the second process, which is the communication and stuff.
Okay.
Because she's expecting it, she's tensed up, she's thinking about it, so.
It's good advice.
2 ways.
Those who have squirted, it's good advice. The second time is harder, but you know it. It's all about coaching and communication and doing it together.
Or just be like, oh, I guess we couldn't do it this day or this time. And then once the girl relaxes, like, oh yeah, I guess so. Then just like quickly put your hand in and do it.
I think
pro tip.
I would seize up. But anyway, it depends. It might turn a girl on, that whole being dominated. Yeah, I'm going to make you fucking squirt. So, I don't know. It depends.
All right, so let's talk about ways to squirt. So there are certain toys out there that can help women squirt. What are those all about?
Well, I'm not really a squirter with a toy. You've kind of sprung this on me.
But it's not marketed that way?
Oh, definitely. They're not marketed to make you squirt, but there are a lot of vibrators out there that are purely for G-spot stimulation. So we have a couple of them at the moment, and they're kind of like this, kind of like a hook at the end, because they're kind of like bent into really hitting the G-spot. Yeah. But I don't really have enough documentation on girls telling me that they've squirted with them.
Okay.
I will look into it. But there's a lot of G-spot stimulators out there, a lot.
I've also seen the Hitachi Magic Wand, which for those of you who don't know, I've never played with it. I've just seen it online because it's a big thing. It's basically like this. So you've actually used it. So it's, to describe it to people who haven't seen it, you might want to just Google image search it. But it's sort of like a tennis ball type head that's rubber, and then it's attached, has a neck, and then there's a really big handle. And there's a lot of power, and basically you don't stick the head into your vagina, you just keep it on the outside, and it's really, really vigorous, like firm stimulation vibration.
To the side of your clitoris, never on, you'll lose it.
It's too much.
Yeah, to the side. So the vibrations have to go through your clitoris, and that's kind of where you get it, from the sides, because your clitoris obviously stems out. It's not just that one spot. Yes, I don't like it, it's too much for me. I have a sensitive clitoris, what can I say?
There you go.
But yes, I've seen that too on porn, girls doing that.
They use that and then they squirt.
Which does show that it's not always G-spot penetration.
It's not always,
That is what makes you squirt.
Right.
So,
yeah, I made a girl squirt from oral sex.
No.
From going down on her. Yeah.
What did that taste like?
See, like, I actually like it. It's kind of a turn on, right? It's. Did
you let this go all over your face, or did you?
It's like I don't mind. I think some people have a high what do you call it, like
tolerance threshold.
Yeah, like there's different types of disgust. I think this comes down to like a pathogen disgust or like a sexual disgust. Like there's a moral disgust. There's another type of disgust I forget. but I'm pretty low. Just that's how I'm born on like pathogen disgust. Like I have a friend who is like is washing his hands, using alcohol like rub on his hands and everything. Like I'm pretty relaxed about it.
Ooh.
So if a girl squirts like on my chest or on my face or something, or like not my entire face, like in my eye, that would not be cool.
Kind of hurt.
But like if I'm going down on her, I mean, like I don't want to stop what I'm doing because I want her to enjoy it and I want her to like like continue to squirt. So yeah, it would be fine.
You're a dedicated lover. That's good. That's good. More men should be like you. I think 70% of men probably wouldn't keep going. They'd be like, oh yeah, this is amazing. Good for you.
She's peeing on me.
I don't think many guys would keep going. In fact, I think you're in like the 10th percentile of men that probably would. But I mean, it's a good one to look up.
Cool. Let's go to Q&A.
Yay!
All right, so Q&A. I got a question. I'm a guy and I've never made a girl squirt. What can I do? So, like I said, some women just aren't ready to squirt, and there's a couple of things that need to be in place for a woman to be able to squirt. One is a very comfortable situation, being comfortable with the person that she's with. Another is extremely aroused, like sexually aroused. Like how your clit will enlarge and engorge, get engorged as you get more aroused.
Engorge is the word.
Engorged.
Engorged.
So you want an engorged clitoris, and at that point,
Favorite.
you may attempt squirting, my dear reader.
I hope you don't say that during.
So you need to make sure she's really comfortable, she's really turned on, and then you need to know what you're doing. There's some hand motions if you're using your hands where you can do that. Like I teach a course, but you can Google this stuff if you wanna get 80% of the way there. You can Google it and you can watch videos and you can read about it.
They can watch your video.
Sure. Yeah, you can see me do it on a girl. If you want like the pro stuff, like attend a course and I'll show you everything. But if you want to get 80% of the way there, it's basically you stick your fingers in, you're reaching towards the top of the vagina, that's where the G-spot is. And once somebody's really turned on, you know where the G-spot is, you're doing an up and down motion, right? So it's up and down, and you'll hear this sort of squishy, you hear this squishy like sound like a sponge, right? And then once you hear that, you know she's close. That area might become engorged with
they say it
fluid.
feels like a bit of a rough nut,
right?
Like an apricot
yeah,
seed.
or like the top of the roof of your mouth.
Yeah, it's quite. You can feel the difference.
Yep. So yeah, so basically you just keep doing that in and out, like up and down, up and down, up and down. Nothing complicated. If she can't squirt right away, take a break, try it again, keep her comfortable, keep talking, relax. Yeah, and see what happens. You might have to do that a couple times, a couple sessions, and she might do it, she might not. Give it a shot.
Definitely listen to it, watch his video. I can't give it, like I said, I had a waterfall, I didn't really have a squirt. And I don't masturbate to have that. I'm a bean flicker.
She's a bean flicker.
So, yeah, but I'm going to get into a bit more. Actually, I want to squirt, so maybe next week, maybe I will have had a squirt.
Cool.
But I'm going to try.
Maybe.
It's like it's going to be Simone and W's thing. I've got to squirt.
Why not?
So.
But don't get into your head about it, like your friend.
Yeah, okay, yeah, this is going to be hard.
Squirt, but don't try to
Rachel
squirt.
to relax and not stress.
Don't
yeah,
try
okay,
to
good
squirt.
luck. Yeah, I'll do it after. Yeah, okay. No.
All right, fun
I'm
facts.
missing.
We're doing fun facts.
Yeah, I love fun facts.
We're doing it. Okay, so we have 3 fun facts for you. First, Alfred McKinsey, if you guys have seen, or Kinsey, if you guys have seen Masters of Sex.
Love the show.
Good show, right?
Love it, love it, love it. I think it's about to have its 3rd season. Love it.
Sex expert. His entire life, he died thinking that squirting was just extra lubrication, so he never got it.
Wow.
He was wrong.
And he did so much
Even the
research,
experts.
says the TV show.
So if you have listened to this podcast, you are a head up on the Masters of Sex, dude. Good for you. Next one. 10 to 50% of women have squirted. 10 to 50%.
10 to 50, 10 to 15.
10 to 50. So this is like
Wow.
basically nobody knows at all. No one has any fucking idea.
So it's basically the entire expat population or the entire Singaporean population here in Singapore.
Yeah, I mean, it's like nobody knows. I
You
mean,
have like one friend who squirted, maybe 2.
Yeah, you ask a girl and she might say she has and she hasn't. She might say she hasn't and she has. Nobody knows.
I'm gonna start asking the question.
Even if you ask, you don't know. So like if I'm with a girl and she's squirting, I'll take her hand and I'll put it over her, how do I not say pussy but say pussy?
Vagina.
I put it over her vagina, right? Just so that she knows.
Fine, we can say pussy.
Because if I don't do that, they'll ask me, did I squirt? And they won't really know. They won't know.
But
if I take their hand and I put it over, then they'll actually know
Okay.
themselves. Yeah.
I guess they're not looking, they're laying down. It's very different to when you're
They're so into
yeah,
the
I was
sensation.
sitting up and it was all very
There's so much going
eye
on.
viewing. Okay.
It's like an out-of-body experience. Okay, and then, so last one. As of December 2014, it is illegal to display squirting in UK porn.
Like that matters. You'll get US porn just as easy.
Right. It's so weird, right?
Why would they even do that?
It's weird. I don't know.
What? We need to look up why. There must be a reason. Did
There's
someone
you
die?
You also cannot face it in the UK.
Face it.
Face it. So if a girl's sitting on a guy's face, that's illegal.
Guys love girls sitting on their face.
It's illegal.
It's about as ridiculous as not giving oral here in Singapore.
This has been Rachel and Hunk Hands at Singapore Sex, Toys, and Hands.
Good night.
See ya.